year one or afternoon, whenever you're doing your YouTube. This feels really strange to be doing a lesson on YouTube. I'm actually sat in my bedroom on my bed teaching this lesson, so that's the first. Right, so what we've got here is a maths one. We did do some of this when we were in school about the week before we left, so hopefully this might rejig a little bit of your memory. So at the top it says finding half of a number using objects. So before you do anything else, before we carry on with this lesson, you are going to need some paper, a pencil obviously, and some objects to count with. Can be absolutely anything. It can be lots of pencils, it can be little cubes if you've got any of those, it can be spoons, whatever you've got that you'll be able to count with. Socks, it doesn't matter. Okay, so any object that you can count with. So before we go on to the next bit, just give me a pause, make sure you've got some paper and a pencil and some objects to count with before we carry on. All right? Okay, hope you've got everything you need. So I'll read that bit at the top again. It says finding half of a number using objects. So the really important thing to remember is that a half is one of two equal parts. So just one of two equal parts, but they must be equal. Okay, so it says here are examples of showing half of a 2D shape. So you see we've got a square, a triangle, a rectangle, a circle, that's a diamond, square in the middle there as well. So half of that is one of the bits that's shaded and one of the bits that's white. They are both halves because two halves make a whole, but only one of the sides we would say is a half, because a half is one of two equal parts. So the blue bit is half and the white bit is half, and together they make a whole. So the next bit says we can also write half like this. Now I realise now that my head is covering up one of the numbers. So sometimes you write half, you do a number 1 and then you do a line, and then underneath that you do a number 2, okay? So the number 2 is underneath, so it's 1, a line, and then a 2, because you're saying that a half is one of two equal parts. You're sort of breaking it up in half. So if you pause me again, then you'll be able to have a go at writing. See if you can write where it says half. So it's 1, a line, and then 2. And you're going to write it 5 times. Off you go. Okay, hopefully you gave that a go, even though my head is in the way. Right, let's have a look at the next bit then. So it says here is the number 10. So if you count them with me, it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 10 stars. You've always got to check that you've got the right number. Otherwise, if you don't have the right number to begin with, you're not going to get the right answer at the end. So it says, to halve it, we need to share it out between two equal groups. So I hope my computer's going to work for this. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So did you see I was moving from one to the other? I was moving one and then to the other to make sure they're equal. And what I'm going to do now is count how many I've got in one circle, then count how many I've got in another circle, and make sure they are the same, that they are equal. So I'm going to check. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that circle, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that circle. So half of 10 would be 5. Oh, it did pop up. Good. Right, let's try with another number. So that says with the number 8. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check that actually is the number 8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, lovely. And then I'm going to half it between my two circles now. So I've got 1, oh, different animation, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So So I've halved it out, and now I'm just going to check that they are both the same, that they are both equal. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in one circle, and 1, 2, 3, 4 in another circle. So half of 8 is 4. Right. So this is your task now. So this is what you guys are going to do. So in exactly the same way that we've done it, okay, using objects, you're going to count them out. So it says, can you halve these numbers by sharing them into equal groups using your objects? So we've got 10, 6, 12, 4, 14 and 18. And here it says, remember, so count out your number. So that is the most important thing that you have to do first. You need to count out your number, and something I've not written there, you need to check that it is the right number. Make sure you double check. So you're going to count out your number with your spoons, your pencils, your socks, whatever you've got. Okay? And then you're going to share them equally into 2 equal groups. So maybe if you've got some floor space in front of you, you could draw a line, not draw a line, or put a line or something on the floor so that you can separate them into 2 sections. Okay, so once you've shared them out equally into 2 equal groups, you need to find out how many in each equal group, because they're both halves, because 2 halves make a whole, but half is just one of those equal groups. So what you'll need to do is take a picture of it and put it up on the portfolio bit of your dojos, and then you will get 5 dojos when I can see that you've done it. Okay, off you go. Bye.